Natalie from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for December 2021. So on Saturday, December 18th at 11:36 p.m. Eastern Time, or Sunday, December 19th at 12:36 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time, we're going to be having our full moon in Gemini. So this is a big deal for a couple of reasons. First of all, this is the last full moon of 2021, a perfect way to slam the door, nail this sucker shut. And we definitely have some reflection to do. The full moon obviously is an ending point, is a closure point, is kind of accumulation point, an illumination point of some of the details, some of the information that wasn't quite revealed to us in the right kind of way. Now it's popping up. And the full moon definitely is giving us an opportunity to reflect, to integrate, and to really kind of make the connection on why we've had to kind of struggle through the last 18 months in particular, what it is that these struggles, these obstacles, these challenges have created, which is an opportunity for us to get to know ourselves, for us to stand in our power. Now, the full moon is taking place in Gemini. Gemini, of course, an air sign, very much about the intellect, the mental plane, ruling over information, communication, and how it is that we express ourselves. Gemini is ruled over and represented by the twins. And when we talk about the twins, first of all, they're very dualistic, okay? They're on opposite poles of one another. We have one twin with the foot firmly planted here in this physical realm, very connected to ego. We have the other twin firmly planted in the spiritual realm, okay? And this is basically where it is that we're constantly at odds with ourselves, debating two particular points, two particular options, two particular perspectives. It's where our heart and our head seem to kind of disagree with one another. And this Gemini energy, very curious, very much wanting to, collaborate and conversate and debate certain topics, certain issues. We're definitely focused on communication. Our throat chakra has been popping off in anticipation for this full release of a brand new truth, this full release of new information and details that we've just been illuminated to. And this full moon in Gemini is a perfect closure to the true node axis that we're moving away from. Of course, we just had the new moon in Sag, that solar eclipse energy. That was the last hurrah of that Sagittarian Gemini axis that the true nodes have been teaching us these very important life lessons over the last 18 months, which was basically new information, new details coming in, new perspectives emerging that had a 100% probability of changing our belief system, changing our perspective, changing our truth and our understanding for good. So the full moon in Gemini, although very favorable in those aspects, is also very special because it's taking place at 27 degrees. And that means that if the full moon is at 27 degrees in Gemini, that the sun is in 27 degrees of Sag. What happens at 27 degrees at Sag? That is our galactic center of our Milky Way galaxy, okay? This is an alignment, an activation that really puts us in a very special place in the cosmos to receive huge amounts of energies and light codes, higher forms of intelligence, intuitive insight that will totally change the game for us in preparing us to not only move into a brand new year that's creeping up very quickly, might I add, but preparing us for brand new life chapters that the true nodes, once they shift into the Taurus and Scorpio energy for the next 18 months, are really going to pack a powerful punch for us. But before we can move on, we have to look back. And that's what this full moon in Gemini is really going to provide us with, is an opportunity to reflect back, to pull out the silver linings, pull out the connections of why we had to go through what we had to go through in order to unveil our true power, our true strength to us, and really challenge our mental plane, challenge our belief system. So we have a couple of things to talk about here. First of all, this full moon in Gemini, although the last one, although wrapping up, the true node lessons, although activating the galactic center, is definitely going to be a huge point of change and transformation, because may I remind you, we are in the 12-12 portal that does not close until the 21st, when the solstice energy comes in and the universe hits the reset button. So we're in this accelerated manifestation stage. And like I've been talking about in the ascension forecasts, like I've been talking about in our daily forecasts, what we focus on, okay? What we pour our time, energy, and effort into, especially in the mental plane right now, is what is going to be manifested for us. So if you are riding a negative ass narrative, the poor me, victim mentality, always imagining the worst, you best believe you're setting yourself up for the next 18-month cycle of all of those anxieties, all of those negative visions coming true. It's been very hard to hold a positive vibe with the darker force energies trying to paralyze us in this state of lower vibrational frequencies, but it is time for us to boss up. We have more power in us than many of us realize, and it all starts with our mind. It all starts with what it is that we allow to take up space in our mental plane. Mercury rules over this full moon in Gemini, and Mercury is the messenger of the gods. Now, there was a little bit of trickery there because he was the only one that could kind of translate the message from the gods to the human beings. He took it upon himself to kind of, tweak the truth, if you will, to kind of plant not so nice seeds into human brains that, of course, the gods would never want us to kind of manifest anyways. So there was a little bit of trickery there. And this is where the dark force energies use our negative Nancy narratives to trick us into thinking that we're not capable, that we're not able to, that we'll never get what we want, that we don't deserve these things. So we have to be very mindful about what's going on in our mental plane, especially with the full moon in Gemini. Now, the full moon is about cutting the cords, releasing, ending cycles, ending chapters. So of course, the full moon is going to illuminate the not so nice thoughts, the not so nice feelings, the not so nice situations in our lives right now that we no longer want to experience, in order for us to recognize that we don't want to experience them anymore. So what are we going to do about it? We got to change. This is a great time, if you are going to dabble in the negative ass narratives, to go there, but do not set up camp. Just go there to observe so that you can figure out how to cut the cord and to kill this narrative for good. Mercury is very powerful underneath this full moon. We definitely have a choice, an option. What twin are you going to align with? The shadow twin that's going to keep you in a state of fear and paralysis, not thinking that you're ever capable of love or deserving of the vision and the goals in which you seek to actually manifest? Or are you going to align with the light twin, the one that is full of love and encouragement and support? That choice is yours. Now, Jupiter, who rules over Sag season, he's about growth and evolution, about truth and enlightenment, abundance and blessings. And he has a very active part in this full moon as well. Now, let me tell you, you'll discover more if you download the moon guide, of course, because that's where the real work gets done. But the moon is trining Jupiter. And this is giving us an optimistic and confident view on what is possible. This is essentially recognizing the pain and the suffering, the dissatisfaction with our lives, with our realms, with our love, with our relationship, recognizing the instability in our lives in order for us to take that as a framework to build something new, to build something better. We have Mercury and Uranus trining with one another. Mercury is the lower level intellect. Uranus is the higher level intellect. We're bringing all of this information in from these very important light codes coming in from these activation points at 27 degrees. We're bringing in psychic insight, spiritual insight. We're bringing in brand new visions, brand new ideas, brand new inspirations from that Uranian energy, higher intellect. What do? We bring it down into the lower intellect that Mercury rules over, and we sort it out. We process it. We figure out the pros and cons. We come up with a logical and practical approach on what it is that we're actually going to do to bring these new visions, these new dreams to life. And we have all the hype, all the support, all the confidence and optimistic energies that we need by the moon trining with Jupiter. So let me tell you, this is very much about our egoic intellect versus our spiritual wisdom. This is about questioning ourselves and challenging our own beliefs. This is about the smaller details that we can manage to understand from the big picture vision that we're now inspired to manifest. This is about communicating and understanding within ourselves the change and the transformation that has to take place in order for us to evolve into the people that we need to be to manifest the kind of realities in which we've been praying for. This is giving us a choice. Do you want to play it safe and stay with the same old, or are you willing to take a risk? Are you willing to put yourself in unfamiliar territory and take the chance on what it is that you're going to get when you push the boundaries of your comfort zone? Or are you going to play safe, stay in the same old because it's familiar, it's predictable, and you might not like it, it might not be comfortable, it might not even be of a vibration of love, but you sure as hell know what you can expect. Because this energy is giving us a choice. The choice is to remain the same or push yourself to evolve. The choice is, are we going to let the fear, vibration, and frequency keep us in a state of paralysis? Or are we going to open our minds to a new way of doing things, pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zones and really expanding on what we believe is possible? We have a choice. You will find in the moon guide the elemental energy profile. We are dominant in both air and earth. This is a beautiful thing. All the ideas, all the inspirations, all the visions has to start within our mental plane. If you took my elemental energy course on my website, you would know that there's a particular equation on how it is that we can actually manifest our dreams and our visions. And it starts in the mental plane. It has to start with being able to actually visualize. Then it starts with a supportive narrative to actually think that what we want to achieve is possible. Then we back it up with a feeling, with an inspiration, with a purpose. And then we get to work by rolling up our sleeves in this physical realm. We dig deep in the earth. We create and form our realities based off of the ideas and the visions that we hold in our mental plane. When you hear me talk about how powerful your energy and attention is, please believe me, okay? Because if you don't, you're going to end up recreating the same kind of anxiety and scarcity situations that you've been living in. You have a frequency, a vibration in your head, just like a radio dial, okay? That for the most part, if you're tuned into a negative ass narrative with limiting beliefs, you best believe you're putting your requests into the universe, and the universe is going to deliver situations of that vibration and frequency because that's what they think you want in your life. Why else would you be spending so much time, pouring time and energy into creating worry and fear and the what ifs and the anxieties if you didn't want to experience those types of life situations? Now is the time to flip the script. There is no better time than now. You have all the support from the universe to cut the cord with the old ways of thinking, the old conditioning, the old narratives. You have the support of the universe to boss up mind, body, and soul if you're truly aligned with your authentic self and your new meaning and your new purpose. We are about to start a brand new year with brand new life lessons, brand new soul contracts. If you do not change your mental plane, if you do not change your energy, attention, and focus in your mental plane, you will be repeating the same kind of situations that you've already been struggling to get through. It is all time high for us to ascend, for us to awaken, for us to be illuminated to the possibilities of the future. but the possibilities of the future cannot be birthed out of the pain and trauma and suffering from the past. Okay? We have to make a choice to leave the emotional baggage in 2021 so that we can lighten our loads, mind, body, and soul, as we ascend to new levels, new vibrations, and frequencies in 2022. So I hope you take the time to do the shadow work. I hope you get real with yourself. I hope you give your mind a shake. I hope you download the Moon Guide. I hope something triggered you. I hope something resonated with you in this astro forecast so that you get your mind right, that you make a choice, that you align to a higher timeline, a higher storyline for yourself under this full moon in Gemini, so that you can step out of the darkness and start standing in the light.